Look closely at the person in this mirror. They are wearing a watch that costs 3 months of rent. They have the right shoes and the right haircut. But the exhaustion you see in their eyes comes from the invisible labor of a performative existence. It is the toll of agreeing with opinions you hate to keep the peace, and buying things solely to project status. Eventually, you stop being a person and become a reflection of everyone else's expectations. To reverse this, we are going to use a system called the Validation Detox Protocol. This is a deliberate, step-by-step process designed to transition you out of performative exhaustion and into a life dictated by your own choices. By the end of this tutorial, you will strip away the social costume you've been wearing for years. This allows you to locate your authenticity baseline, the specific traits and interests that persist even when no one is around to applaud them. To begin this detox, you need 4 things. Get a notebook and a pen. Set your phone to Do Not Disturb. And finally, you must be prepared for the likelihood that your superficial social circles will dissolve. Seeking the approval of others is a pursuit that leaves the individual hollow. This protocol is the only way to find out who is actually left when the performance stops. Step 1 begins the next time you are in a typical group setting. Picture your usual dinner circle or a standard office meeting, environments where validation seeking is the default mode of interaction. Your immediate action is to stop all performative behaviors. Do not fish for compliments. Do not one-up a story. Do not nod to keep peace. Simply sit there and listen. There is a critical rule here. Do not announce this change. Do not post a "taking a break" status on social media. Making an announcement is just another way to seek validation for your new behavior. The immediate consequences will be uncomfortable. When you stop feeding the loot of validation, your daily conversations will become shorter. The silence in the room will feel awkward and heavy. This graph maps the social reaction. When your validation seeking drops to 0, the peers around you will likely misinterpret your quiet baseline. Because you aren't actively trying to prove your worth, they will assume you're depressed or that you've lost your spark. This confusion from your peers is not a sign of failure. It is the evidence that the performative mask has been removed and the detox is working. Step 2 occurs when the environment shifts to isolation. It is a quiet weekend night alone, and the usual invitations to clubs or dinners have stopped coming. You will experience a physical sensation of withdrawal. Without the constant stream of external validation, the resulting loneliness often manifests as a heavy, dull ache. This leads to the dopamine relapse trap. You will feel an overwhelming temptation to alleviate the loneliness by posting an old vacation photo or texting an ex, anything to secure a quick hit of attention. Your necessary action is to resist picking up your phone. You must force yourself to sit directly in the boredom and the silence. Surviving this discomfort is a mandatory crucible. By clearing away the noise of other people's opinions, you allow your own preferences to resurface. Once that internal voice returns, move to step 3. Set up an analog workspace with no screens and no digital distractions. Open your notebook. We are going to conduct an authenticity audit to separate your genuine interests from your performative ones. On the left, under the costume, list behaviors done solely for an audience, then physically cross them out. On the right, under the actor, document actions you genuinely enjoy when no one is watching. This audit acts as a social filter. By shedding the crossed-out behaviors, you filter out superficial acquaintances and eventually attract people who value your actual thoughts rather than your job title or your status symbols. By completing this audit, you stop acting as a mirror for societal expectations and begin to exist as a self-defined person. Step 4 is the high-pressure test. Eventually, you will attend a major social event, a wedding or a corporate party that traditionally demands extensive performative preparation. The rules of engagement for this event are different. You will arrive without your social armor. You will wear simple, functional clothes. You will drive your everyday car, and you will prepare 0 talking points about your accomplishments. When people ask about your career or your status, answer honestly and simply. Resist the urge to brag or embellish, even if your answer seems unimpressive to the listener. Pay attention to your internal state. While the people around you aggressively drop their accomplishments into the conversation, you will likely feel detached and calm. Observe the behavior of those bragging. Their frantic need to be seen is often rooted in a fear that if they stop performing, they will no longer be considered valuable. The moment you stop seeking their judgment is the moment you transition from managing a social hierarchy to simply living in the room. Looking at the overall trajectory of a life, the cost of staying in the performative race is high. Each time you seek validation, you use those labels as the bricks for a self-built cage. Eventually, you are locked inside a prison made of other people's opinions. The reality of this detox is that you will likely lose prestige and status. You may lose the friends who only liked the version of you that was performing. In exchange, you gain the ability to navigate your life without needing anything from the room you're in. You become difficult to bribe with a title or a pat on the back, which makes you much harder to manipulate. Your final task is to attend one social gathering. Remain entirely unimpressive. Offer no grand stories and seek no approval. When the performance ends and the audience leaves, you will find that the person remaining doesn't disappear. They are simply there, finally visible to themselves.